everybody, it's Kira and welcome back to my channel. So today I have a non-spoiler review of An Absolutely Remarkable Thing by Hank Green. Now, I've been watching Vlogbrothers for probably 4 years, 5 years maybe. Ever since I discovered them. Really when The Fault in Our Stars came out is when I discovered John Green and then by extension Hank Green. And so when I heard Hank was coming out with the book, I was so excited because I figured it would be good because it's Vlogbrothers and pretty much everything they do ends up turning out really well. So this is amazing, first of all. So if you don't know what this is about a girl named April May, and she is living in New York City, and one day she's walking home late at night from work and she stumbles across this big statue thing, and it kind of looks like a person but like it's a robot, I don't know. And she thinks it's really cool, so she calls her friend and they make a quick YouTube video just for fun. They think it's funny, whatever. So they post it on YouTube and she goes to bed, and when she wakes up she finds she has become an internet sensation overnight. The video has gone viral, and that is because there are now like 20-some Carls all throughout the world. These statues have just dropped into different cities throughout the whole world, and people don't know what they are. She named it Carl just because she thought it was a funny name. So they end up calling the entire alien thing Carl. So April has to try and figure out how to navigate instant fame along with maybe dealing with aliens. And so it's just such a unique book. My favorite thing about it is probably how it looks at fame. And how it looks at power and how we give people in power that fame and how there are different levels of fame. And a lot of it you can tell is Hank working through a lot of his own thoughts and feelings on power and on being famous. There are just moments where you can tell that he's had some stuff happen, and so he's just trying to work through it. So I really found that enjoyable, and it really made me think and be introspective about how I look at people who are famous and how we forget that people who are famous are also just people. The sci-fi element to this is so incredible as well. It is just so weird. We have these weird statue alien things, and it ends up trying to communicate through different elements, and it's just so cool. I don't read a ton of sci-fi, so it was really interesting how the sci-fi element played into the fame element of the book. It's just really cool, and I can't wait to see. This is the first in a duology, and I can't wait to see where it goes in the next book. Our main character, April May, is bisexual, and she defines herself that way, but also she has a lot of feelings for girls and guys throughout the book, but she is marketed to the public as a lesbian, and the book goes through a lot of her feelings on that and how she doesn't necessarily think it's awful when she starts, but by the end of it, she's looking back and she's like, that probably wasn't a great idea, and just how that whole sexuality aspect of being famous plays into how people view you. It's also really cool how social media was used. April goes on Twitter constantly and uses that as one of her main platforms to get information across and to build her brand, and it's really cool. And it felt normal. Sometimes social media in books is just portrayed as this awkward thing where it doesn't really make sense, but in this book it made complete sense, and I loved how it was used throughout the book because it's realistic. That's how people operate. It's also fun because April May is such a funny character. She is narrating from the future. She's looking back on her life from a future point, and so she has a lot of words about being introspective and looking at her life and seeing how the fame has changed her and certain things like that. But there are also moments where she is just the silliest person ever, and her humor is so on point and is super funny, and I loved hearing her voice throughout the book. So overall, this was just a fantastic book. I encourage you guys to go check this out. It is just a really neat look at how we see social media, how we use social media, how we interact with people who we deem famous, and it's just so amazing. And there's a cool sci-fi aspect with aliens, and it's such an intricate plot, and it's just so well done, and I'm excited to see where this goes in the future. So that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to follow me on social media, all my links are in the description as always. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!